Hi students, welcome back. Now coming to the example of the propositional logic. In the previous video, I explained one of the logical representation is the propositional logic. So in this exam, to explain this propositional logic, I'm using one of the famous problem, that is a Wumpus word problem. Okay, Wumpus word problem. So before applying the propositional logics, I want to explain you what is this Wumpus word proving, and you can always call it as a Wumpus word problem also. Okay, so this is a problem. I'll explain the problem first. Later I'll apply how the propositional logic is used to solve this Wumpus word problem. Okay, let's start. Come on. So here I have taken, first let me explain you what is this, the diagram I have written here, and what are the conditions or some components which can help the agent to navigate the cave, okay, and some rules. So first I'll explain all these rules. So here this is, let me take, this is an agent here. An agent is present. Let's take anyone, okay, any artificial intelligence is present, that is the agent here. So the agent always starts in the field 1, 1. Okay, it just starts in the field 1, 1. So this is a 4x4 matrix. Okay, each there are all 60 rooms are there here. It's a 4x4, 16 rooms are there. So here the agent, it starts with the 1, 1. The task of this agent, what is the main goal of this Wumpus word problem, word proving? So the task of this agent is to find the gold here. Here somewhere it is present a gold. You observe here, this is a gold here. So in this room, gold is there. So the task of this agent is to find the gold, okay, and return to the field again. He has to find that gold and he has to return back to this position 1, 1, and he has to climb out of the cave. So this is completely a cave consisting of all these rooms. In each room something is there. In one of the room a gold is there. The agent has to find out that gold by crossing all these rooms. Okay, he has to find the goal and he again return back to this position and jump from the cave. Okay, he has to get out from the cave, okay, without falling into pits. So here some pits are there, without falling into pits and Wumpus or eaten by the Wumpus. So here one Wumpus is there, okay, which is like a monster. You can call it as a monster. Okay, so this is a Wumpus word problem. So that's why we call it as a Wumpus. It's just like a monster. Means this person cannot enter into this room. So if he enter into room, he can be eaten by the Wumpus. Okay, or the person can shoot that Wumpus also. There is a chance, there is a condition. Okay, so the pit and Wumpus here are the static. They cannot be moved. The pits will be fixed and the Wumpus is always stay in this room only. Okay, and the pits, okay, these are will be in this position only. They cannot move. Here pit rooms which are bottomless. Pit means you know that. It's just a dig, which is having the bottomless. If suppose if agent enter into that, he fall into pit and then he will be stuck in that forever. He will stuck in that pit forever. He can't get out from that. So he has to take care without falling into the pit. Okay, and this is the agent has a single arrow. You remember that he is having only a single arrow here. Now let's see, there are some components which can help the agent to navigate the cave. So I said here there are total so many rooms are there. Okay, so total 16 rooms are there. 4x4 matrix, 16 rooms are there. In each room, some pits are there, some breeze is there, and stench is there, and Wumpus is there, and the person and the gold is there. All these things there. Now let me, with the help of those conditions, the person can navigate into each and every room. So what are these conditions? Let's see. The first condition is the rooms adjacent to, the rooms adjacent to the Wumpus or smelly. Okay, so that it would have some stench. So we call it as some stench is there. So that's why it is smelly. So the room which is adjacent to the Wumpus. So here this is a Wumpus. The adjacent to the Wumpus, there is a stench. Here is a stench. Here is a stench. Here is also a stench is there. Okay, that means it is something smelly. Okay, that's why I have given the symbols like this. A smelly. The smell, suppose a person enter into the room, he can recognize the adjacent room is Wumpus because it is smelly. If suppose the person enter into this room, he can recognize the adjacent room is having a stench. Okay, these are the adjacent rooms to that person. There is a stench because there is a Wumpus here. That's why it is become smelly. That is the first condition. So remember that the rooms adjacent to the Wumpus are smelly. Second condition, the rooms adjacent to pits, the rooms adjacent to pits has breeze. Has breeze. So let us assume the rooms, here it is there, the rooms adjacent the pits has breeze. See here, the adjacent rooms is having breeze. The pit adjacent rooms is having the breeze. The pit adjacent rooms are having the breeze. That means whenever the agent enter into that breeze room, so then he will perceive the breeze. Okay, he's saying that okay, here the breeze is coming. That means the adjacent room of this breeze is a pit. The adjacent room of this breeze is a pit. Okay, the adjacent room of this breeze is a pit. So that is one condition. And next, there will be a glitter. There will be glitter in the room. In the room, if and only if the room has gold. If and only if the room has gold. Okay, so there will be a glitter. So if and only if the room has a gold. So if suppose if the person is standing here, there will be a glittering. So suppose if the glittering is coming, means that the room is having the gold. And next, the Wumpus can be killed by the agent if the agent is facing to it directly, and the Wumpus will emit a horrible scream also. Remember that the Wumpus is sometimes it is used to roar like anything. Okay, it's a horrible scream is there which can be heard anywhere in the cave. Anywhere in the cave it will be horrible. So with the help of the sound also he can recognize that the Wumpus is in which room also. Okay, so these are the conditions. With the help of this condition, the agent is moving towards this rooms to identify where the gold is present. So here the agent can move to the left turn or right turn, or move forward or backward, or grab, release or shoot, anything he can do. That is the agent can do. Okay, and here the sensors, the agent can sense stench smell. That is a bad smell he can sense. He can sense the breeze also, and he can sense the glitter also. That is a gold. Okay, sensors, these are the sensors. Let me write those points. Actuators in this artificial intelligence, actuators are the left move, right move, right move, or grab, forward, release, shoot, or these are the actuators. And where does the sensors are? He can sense the stench smell and breeze smell, glitter smell. If the gold is there, he can sense the glitter, he can observe the glitter. Okay, and the scream also, the sound also he can be sense. Okay, now let's explore how the agent can reach the gold and take that gold, and he can jump out of the cave. Okay, now let's see the problem. Now let me exploring the Wumpus word. So I'll just take this, here I'll write the steps. So with the help of this diagram, I'll write the step. First, agent, first step, let me write agent first step. So what he can take, the agent first step, what step he can take. Let me write. So the agent first he can take, let me write, take this 4x4 matrix. Okay, so the agent is present in this position, that is 1, 1. Okay, let me take some terms. Instead of writing all this, B is nothing but the breeze, A is an agent, A you call it as an agent, and G represents the glitter, that means some gold is present nearby that, and OK means it's a safe, and P represents the pit, S represents the stench, and V is visited. Suppose if you visited that room, you just mark it as a V, so that you can't visit again that room. And W is represents the Wumpus.